The king is in his spot. I don't think we need this charger in there. Let's take it off. I really don't like this rear-facing camera thing. YouTube is kind of ghetto for this. Welcome back, welcome back. It's the Oppa Show. Fix this for brakes. All right. Bless me. What's going on, guys? I'm just setting everything up. I have my do not disturb on so that we don't get these random beeps. We get to see King Appa in his chair. Everybody's happy about that. Is the chat on? Connected to live chat. All right, good. There we go. And let's get some whiskey. Oh, I'm going to show off my toenail. I did a good job at that. I'm going to show you my toenail today. There it is. I can't wait to show this sucker off. I can't wait to show this off. This is so cool. We gotta save that for show and tell for the people who decide to show up. Okay, my friends, what's up? Gat. I got a fat gat, so does my cat got the gat. Gat. If you pay me extra, I'll twerk for you. I got the fattest gat in the fucking Tai Chi community, bro. It's all that Tai Chi. See, look at that ass. You got a fat ass. What is up, my friends? Oh, doing the thing. So I'm gonna do the review of World Tai Chi Day. All the what I heard from everybody going around the world, the Tai Chi world, and we're gonna discuss a few things and see if we can save the world from degradation of martial arts. It's going to shit. I want this thing over here. Can I take this off? I'm gonna fold it up. Fuck, I'll leave it there. Alright, it's fine. Oh, so I get to sit in my chair. Opera finally doing what it's supposed to be doing. Hey, what's going on, Juliet? Is that like a real name or are you just messing with me? I can't see the icon. I can't see the icon. Hedge to you too, my friend. So this is just like more evidence of how broken fucking Google is. I have 1,000 people on my list here, and every single stream there's always 5 to 15 random names that look like fucking ChatGPT 1 saying the most ridiculous shit for the first 10 minutes, and then people trickle in. It's been like this since the 2016 election, actually. But this is actually more consistent. Where the bots come in, no name random commandos, and then the bots get bored. Or like, kind of like the NPCs in the video game when you go into the town and like, you keep pressing the fucking button, and they just like keep saying some like gibberish because they don't have any lines left to say. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna wait for a minute or two to get into my spiel, because I have a lot of stuff to say. It's important stuff to people who have IQ over fucking 90. I'm gonna show off my toe. How are you guys doing at this fine Sunday evening? Do you speak English? English motherfuckers, do you speak it? I didn't think so. No? Okay, well you can just watch my cat until the first 10 minutes of stupid blows over. Give some juice. Grape drink purple. What do you guys know about grape drink? What you know about grape drink? Huh? And you guys watching know anything about grape drink? Should do Sopranos. 7, you drinking that lean, bro? You know what you up to? Panda Express and lean? Dude said he was in the Navy. He's probably in the fucking Air Force drinking cough syrup. Fucking weirdo. Ugh. I'm fucking delinquent. You still playing that fucking bullshit rockin' ass Destiny shit? Peace of mind. Man, what a shit show. So, Seven, check this out. This is my toenail. I'm saving it. Because all the time that I busted my fucking toenails, I've never got to cut one off completely off the root and it come off in one piece. It's like, I'm really impressed by this. It looks like one of those like black girls that does a fucking extra long 50 fucking. Check that shit out. I could sell that. How cool is that? Look. My teeth with this shit. Oh, I just wrapped it up and I went to the World Tai Chi Day anyway. It was cool. It was, it was very nice. The people here are very nice, but I learned a lot from seeing the differences in like all the communities everywhere, because like the New York community is completely different than outside of New York. And I didn't, like 20 years ago when I first started talking about like martial arts online, I didn't realize how different the experience was for other people that didn't grow up in the city or like that weren't in the commercial schools. I couldn't see their perspective of how different it was and what they don't know. Like when I got online, these people arguing like they're like these like they know all this, and like, I didn't realize you guys really don't know what reality is. I'm not talking about like people I met, it's like online, but it seemed like they had a pretty big event down here. It was like 80 people, I think it was, and there's a bunch of schools, and like they do like the older people for health, which is cool, and they have a couple schools, but then like I started hearing that the advanced students and the instructors like no one really wants to do push hands. Most people are just happy just to be doing the form, just get help. And I can understand that. But the thing that's concerning me is when I look online and I see what people think Tai Chi is. People think of martial arts, because this is like, it's the same fucking shit. When people think martial arts is and what it used to be, like, it's like, what the fuck happened? Like, Jesus. And I'm seeing like reports of like people from like all the other places, people from Texas, was this fucking Donald to Asheville. He saw my second teacher, this guy Avi that I rented a school from his. I don't know if it was one of his teachers who ran the school. This is like going back fucking 25 years ago. And he found him in Tennessee, and then I was talking to my buddy George and Tony were in Pier 51, and I'm getting all the reports of how different everything is, and then Shirley was in Connecticut. Connecticut had the best World Tai Chi Day from what I saw, but even there wasn't like how it used to be in New York, where there was like an actual, like, in New York there was a push hands thing, like it was an actual like, push hands meet. Nowhere else does it. Like New York is a completely different vibe and different community, like so different. People don't understand like how different the feel and the vibe of the New York Tai Chi scene is compared to everywhere else. It's so different. Like every place has like a different. It's like what I learned yesterday, because like I'm this like weird hermit monk. What I learned yesterday is like Tai Chi is like pizza. And you know how you can't get New York pizza anywhere else? Like you can't get New York Tai Chi anywhere else. So like every place you go, the pizza's different. Yeah. And surprisingly enough, where I just moved to, there's actual really, it's a lot like New York here. There's a lot of Chinese people here. There's a lot of like, it's very mixed. Unlike, when I was in like the belly of the beast in the Bible Belt. Because where I was right by the fucking Graham Library and shit, Billy Graham. I was in the Bible Belt the last 5 years, like like living in the boonies in the Bible Belt. People talk a lot less, but not very Chinese people there. But here there's a lot of Chinese people, but I haven't seen any Chinese people doing Tai Chi here. And what I find the most odd is how little push hands is being done, and how like outside of New York, see like New York, you still have like the old Chinese, because the Chinese culture of push hands is very relaxed and cooperative. It's not a competition at all, right? It's just like it's exercise, you play together, like it has nothing to do like, because like when you think of Chinese push hands, you think of like Chen Village and like the Taiwan meetups and like the hardcore, but that's not what the cultural push hands is, right? Cultural, like when you play in Chinatown with the older guys, you're just rolling to like, it's like you're working out together. Like, it's almost like, I don't know, playing handball or like spotting each other on a weight bench, in a sense, but like you're playing cooperatively and you're just rolling around just to get the exercise. And the fact that that isn't the bedrock that the real Chinese cultural type of push hands. Like in the New York scene, when you get out of Chinatown, there's like this mix of like the tournament style and the Chinese cultural style, where it's like, it's slightly competitive, but it's still more cooperative, even though like, it's hard to explain it. Like, because it's such a different experience and culture than anywhere else I've ever been or seen. But then when I saw this group yesterday, and I'm thinking like, nobody they have no push hand skill whatsoever. And then when the instructors there were pretty decent, they had good form, and like, but the majority of the students have no interest of actually learning the real stuff or even like perfecting their technique. They're just happy moving, and that's okay. Because there's nothing wrong with doing it just for health. I think that's fine. I always say that. My problem comes when people advertise their school as doing something it doesn't do. Like modern karate and taekwondo styles are like this. It's not just watered down for sport. It's gotten so bad that it's like almost useless. Like the 80s version of sport karate and taekwondo would fucking wreck you. You know what I mean? Like now, it's so sloppy and so like just watered down. It's not a martial art anymore by any means. Like at least in the 80s and early 90s, the sport was still martial. Like you could use those techniques. It does transfer, but now it's like it's so bad. But then going back to the Tai Chi thing, like, because George was like, you have a responsibility to teach, and honor the lineage and save the Tai Chi. I'm like, I don't know if I can, man. I don't know if it's savable. First of all, I don't know if the people want to be saved. Second of all, it's like, they've been living in a cave, and I tell them that the sun's outside. Was it Plato's cave or Socrates? Who the fuck it was? One of those Greek guys in the cave, whacking off the little boys in the cave, and he says, "Oh, there's a sun." Who was it? Socrates, Plato, some fucking Greek weirdo. That's what it feels like. And then, I haven't been on any of these forums in years because they're such fucking dumpster fires. But I remember, just saying, "Oh, this is how this is done." Like, ah, and I don't know what we're gonna do. Like on a bigger scale, I think like martial arts are fucked. I don't know what we're gonna do, but the thing that I thought was odd was that people that are doing Tai Chi for health don't understand the health benefit of push hand, especially for the elderly. Like, the elderly people need the push hands more than anyone. So anybody who gets this, they need to understand the health benefit, the social contact of just touching hands with somebody else and rolling, what that does to their brain and the chemicals and the endorphins and everything like that. For elderly people, it's like a fucking must. Like, they need that. But then also for stability and also to feel the form. Because this is why the form is so bad. I mean, these people that, and I'm not saying this would be like a dick about it, but I mean, from a technical perspective, like the instructors, everywhere I've seen are pretty good, I'm not saying I'm not competing or comparing everybody else. I'm talking about from a base of understanding, their frame is good, they have good timing, They have a good understanding of the basics like that, up and down, everybody's a little different, but there was nobody that was terrible as an instructor. But I saw so many students that were just the internal, it was so far off from being aligned. But that's the thing about Tai Chi is when you do it bad, it still has a health benefit. Like, you could do it wrong and it's still beneficial for people. But there's no reason for them to be that wrong and for it to be allowed to be that far off from the real thing. And I'm like, I learned a lot in the last couple of weeks from coming out of a hermit mode and analyzing like all the other districts and pizzerias. But I don't know. I just know that Tai Chi communities are fucked. I mean, online, right? In the real world, like, at least it's still community, right? Like, you still see people like on World Tai Chi Day, they come together, you know, and there's still communities and they're still like working together and doing the thing. But online is fucked. And then once World Tai Chi Day is over, it goes back to their cliques, and like everyone's just like, you know, and they go back to their cave. But for that one day, they all come outside in the sunshine and do the thing together, which is great. But getting to see, like, just the event I went to and then pictures of the events everywhere else. Hey, what's up, David? What a shit show. No wonder why people don't understand me. Like, I don't know. I don't know. In one part, it kind of hurts because it's just like I'm watching things that, like, I know, like, we were talking about that George Zuda. I know why you say he's grumpy old man, because I see, because I'm living it, like something you work 30 years, 40 years on or more, and it becomes something so different. Like, I was watching them do the Chen Ching form, and there's moves that are added, and like I noticed every one of these schools, the form has changed so many. But it's there's so many adaptations that are not for the better, and people rationalize it, and then, you know, people who practice for so long, they don't want to, you know, like, what do? Do you tell them, like, it's broken and you need to fix it, or, you know, and like, first of all, they're gonna hate you, or they're not gonna believe you. And even if they do believe you, how many of them really want it? Like, I was, like, you know, a group I saw, like, I was talking about, and like a lot of them were interested, like, you know, doing push-up, but no one wants to do it. So I might try to do something around here just to see as a case study of how people respond, you know? Because the instructors here were pretty good, you know what I mean? As opposed to, like, they're good teachers, and like, you know, they were good at what they were doing, but somewhere along the line because a lot of people from New York and like somewhere along the line, there was some instructors that passed it down and then added something, and it became something else, and then now, so then you have the instructors who actually, you know, like, take it seriously, then you have like all these students who are just doing it as a pastime, and it's so, oh man. Are boomers just really uncoordinated? Like, is that what it, because I'm seeing the pictures all over the place. Oh, okay, Shirley handled the emails. Right now she's handling it herself, and she's backlogged. So I'm sure if you message her, she'll get back to you. Whatever, you know, but she's handling all that stuff. But yeah, it's just like, it's just because the rebranding and the World Tai Chi Day and then the legal things and all this other stuff, and like some crazy old ladies being evil, and like, God, I can't even talk about it yet. But I just hope that they keep my name out their mouth, because I have a lot of things I want to say about those people, and as long as they keep my name out their mouth, they'll be safe. But the second, I don't, you know, like, fuck around, find out. I'm just like, you know, like, keep my name out your mouth, you crazy old bitch, because you're not gonna like what I have to say. You could have been my grandma. I got a lot to say about the situation, but right now, you know, it's not about me, and I have to be a good little boy. But yeah, so it's bad. I don't have to deal with. I'm just helping to clean up a mess that has nothing to do with me. You know, and the mess is so bad that it's so insane that if I told the real story, it would destroy people's reputations and like shake the entire Tai Chi world and Wushu world. Like if I told my version of what I saw happen and what I had to do, and me as a certified expert, right? You know, because I'm pretty up there when it comes into the fitness world. I was like the top in the world, okay? Like I don't brag, and like, you know, I was very humble the last 20 years, and that's what got me into trouble. Like when it comes down to it, like in that world, I was on the top of the food chain. There was nowhere else to go. You know what I mean? I was training the top trainers in the world. So when I come into a situation like that and I have to fix a fucking shit show, and the things that I can say and I have the backing to say it, and on top of it just exposing what was done, it will ruin people. And it's gonna shake shockwaves through the entire community because when people find out what's actually going on, how fucking bananas it is for the last 30 fucking years, holy shit. It's so bad. There's no honor, there's no common sense, and this is like, I see this in the Chinese styles. It's just the last 20 years of martial arts has gone to a fucking shit show. It's a fucking shit show. Like, I mean, these people have no honor, no respect, they have no decorum, they have no fucking, there's just no common fucking sense. And like, these are people that will burn down the village to rule over the ashes just to feel like they're important, you know, like, or they'll sell out their soul for a couple of dollars in the short term, and they don't think long term. You know, all they think about is like their emotions and what I want now. Oh yeah. Unless you're like a super Buddha, cause like, you know, you can give somebody absolute power if they give their morality to an external source. So, like, you know, in that sense, like, for instance, like, you give like a Buddhist monk the absolute power, and they're following this like strict code of ethics. But even then, that can be considered corrupt, you know, because relatively, if you're not in alignment with that rule set, and you go again, then you're gonna think it's corrupt, you know. So it's like it's all relative. Man. But yeah, it's bad. And people don't know they're bad, and people don't care it's bad. And, you know, I see a lot of disheartened, like, the good instructors or the people who really want to do more. It's like the average person doesn't want to be pushed. You know, instructors are afraid if you push them too hard, they'll quit. You know, and then everybody wants to, like, you know, keep the business going, keep the, you know, community going, you know, be accepted by fucking idiots. Like, I saw this thing today about there's 3 kinds of motorcycle riders. You have like the beginner or the commuter. You have a motorcyclist and a biker. And like, you know, the commuter guy and the, you know, or the beginners, like, you know, beginner guys are just like, they get a bike and just like want to learn how to ride. Or you have people who just ride to commute for work because like, oh, it's saving money, you know. And then you have people who ride motorcycles because they, you know, like to ride motorcycles and they just care about like, you know, getting their technique good, riding really well, going and have good rides, you know, and like the actual riding, you know, even like sport riding up to like racing and shit. Then you have bikers, and bikers, they care more about the social aspect of motorcycles. I just watched this video today saying this, and like he was talking about like, you know, the bikers, you know, they'll always buy like Harleys and they'll always have their shit with all like the insignias, and they'll have like their jackets with the, you know, their you know, he doesn't have to be Harleys, he can be sport right, but they'll have like the Ducati guy, and he has Ducati, and he has his Ducati jacket, and the Ducati, you know, he always goes to the bike meets, and he always hangs out in the bike crew, and you try to be part of this, like, you know, they do it for the society, you know, for the interactions. And Tai Chi is very similar. You have like, you know, the communal beginner guys, like, you know, people who are like just doing it because they just want to be able to walk, right? Or they just like, you know, want to do something and like just, you know, I don't know, like just do it, just to do something, you know? Or they just want to get like unhealthy. Then you have like the real Tai Chi people who are like the motorcyclists, you know? they don't care if there's a big group or a small group. They don't care about the group at all. They want to learn, and then they're going to learn, and they're going to get as best they could. They want to, make sure that their machine is running well. The oil changes. They go, they go on their rides. They find the cool roads to go on. They go sightseeing. They take the bike to work. They take the bike to school. They take the bike to go eat. I'm a motorcycle. I ride everywhere. That's it's like an extension of me. It's not like I don't have a motorcycle because I want to be part of a biker crew. And I don't just do it to commute. It's like literally an extension of my life, my motorcycle, And then you have like the Tai Chi people who are the bikers who wear the silk pajamas, like they just want to say, oh, I was taught by some Tung Lo, Tu Hung Lo, and some Ting Rong, and fucking some other Chinese name they can't pronounce, and they wear the silk pajamas and the Fourier shoes, and they do 24 form, or I do Chen style, So pajamas, right? You do silk pajamas, and I do Chen style, and I do Yang style, and I do some Feng style, and I'm better than you, and my group is better than your group because I do Chen style, or I do Yang style, They're like the fucking bikers, and not even like the cool bikers. They're just a bunch of like fucking douchebags. Guys, this is what we're dealing with in the Tai Chi world, and what I'm noticing is there's a lot of beginner commuter Tai Chi people, there's a lot of biker Tai Chi people, but there's not many motorcyclist Tai Chi people. And I don't know if there's not a lot of motorcyclist Tai Chi people, or the system in society has made it so that the motorcyclists are not able to communicate well together. Because social media has broken people apart, it isolates people. Look what they're doing on my channel, right? I've been here for fucking 10 years on this one channel alone. I've been on fucking YouTube for 17 years, whatever the fuck it is. And look what they're doing to me this long, So like, it's very difficult to keep a community together of people who are actually motorcyclist Tai Chi guys, And you get the people who are beginner commuters, they're going to wind up being bikers more than motorcyclists. And there's something that's missing in the instructor level, that these communities are becoming bikers or commuter beginners. And I saw, like some of the I saw a lot of commuter beginner riders in Tai Chi, and I saw a little bit of bikers. But there's only like 4 or 5, maybe 6, no, probably maybe 8 of them that were motorcyclists, that came up to me asking me questions. Oh, I push it. It's like, it's really cool. We have something like that down here, or like, there's this one guy that was like really into his technique, and he does his form. And he was doing his form for like the whole fucking first hour. Like, he's a motorcyclist, But they cross over because he was kind of a little bit of a biker, because he's talking about, I was trained by this guy, and they get into that thing. And we need to make Tai Chi predominantly motorcyclists, people who care about the ride and care about the machine and care about making sure that the fucking oil's changed and the fucking wheels aligned, the bike, the chain's lubed, the air in the tires, they know how to fucking take a turn, they know how to they know what trail braking is, you know what I mean? They know how to launch a bike. They need to know how to do the things really well. And it's lacking everywhere. And the problem with Tai Chi is that even bad Tai Chi is going to help the over 50 crowd live better than they were before, because most of these people were stuck. They don't even walk. So if you get them to just go like this, and they think they're doing Qigong, it's still going to be better than not doing it. That's why I told the instructors that, because they're like, we have to get the skill level. I'm like, but even if the skill level is bad, you're still helping these people. I don't know, I don't want to say that, because there's some people who just care, just like to show off for the sake of showing off. Like, I'm the exact opposite. Everybody who knows me from New York, I'm a ninja. Like, I infiltrate places. Most people don't even know. I go to like meetups. I act like the biggest pussy. I'm just a beginner. Meanwhile, I'm a grandmaster guy, and they'll think I'm like this beginner, and I'll let them think that for the first hour or two. You know, like, I don't like to show off, you know, until it's my time, and oh, it's my turn, okay, now I'll show off. And look at my chair, I fucking barely ever show off, really show off like I can do, you know? I don't, because some people like to show off that have the skills, and some people like to show off that don't have the skills. I don't know if that's congruent, you know? I don't know if they work together. You know what I mean? But I will say a lot of people who try to show off in that way are compensating because they don't have the skills. But I also think a lot of them are just fucking delusional. Look at the Fajing Project on Facebook or the Rum Soak Fist guys. 9 out of 10 of those fucking guys that talk so much shit for the last 10, 15 years about me, they go, not a single one of them can fight their way out of a wet paper fucking bag with a flashlight and a map holding their fucking mother's dick. These guys are trash. They're fucking trash boats. And then this old lady's like, oh, look at me. Look at that. I felt bad. I showed an old guy that was like chasing me around for 2 weeks. And I did a stream of shitting on him with the Tai Chi Stalker stream. I felt bad for the guy. No, paper tigers can give you a paper cut. They're worse than paper tigers. They just give you a fucking headache from reading the bullshit coming out of their mouth. The paper tigers are more dangerous. But like, because there's a thing that a lot of people are delusional. Like they're really, because I can tell you this, because there's been meetups and like just random challenges I took on the street and shit. You're like, this guy comes to me in front of all his friends. I did this and blah, 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 you know, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go. And I'll play with this guy for 30 minutes and he'll keep getting harder. And this is not just one time, this is multiple times. And people in New York will see me do it, they'll vouch for me saying this. You know? I'm not putting my on the spot, but I'm sure that there's enough of the people from New York that know me are high enough in the totem pole in society in Tai Chi that my reputation has gotten around by now. You know, that people know that, I legit. But I'll literally just handle them like small child, and like they'll do stuff, and I'll be nice about it, and they'll go, and I'll go like this, and I'll stop, and I'll play, and I'll throw a punch, and I'll stop it, and they don't even see that I hit them for like 3 seconds, and I'm just waiting, and I'm still blocking their hand, but my hand is here, and they don't even know they got hit. You know what I mean? Or I'll like come out, and I'll be throwing them around, and like putting them in line, and like their friends will be like, "Don't you get that you don't have a chance with this guy?" And like there's been times like I said on the stream, like, you know, like I'll smack him, and then like I'll punch him, then I'll throw him on the floor, you know, sometimes I have to, you know, like win them a little bit, and they don't get it until they actually get really hit, and they're like, oh shit, like because they're delusional, you know, like I'm not gonna say his name, you know, but somebody I worked with here that like was on the channel, like, you know, it's like, you're delusional. Like, you don't understand. You don't know what you don't fucking know. You don't even have tongue yet. You have no idea how far away from the truth you are. You know, and until someone feels themselves get shaken and thrown the fuck around, they're like, you have no fucking chance in this game. You have no idea. Like, you haven't even started the game yet, and you think you're on the level of other people because you read a book. They're out of their mind, and this is why Zhu Long was going around kicking the shit out of these fucking old men, because they're delusional, and that's why I think it was a bad idea, because these people, there's something wrong where you think, oh, and you've never been in a fight before, and you think you're going to go up to a guy who's fought their whole life and you have a fucking chance against them. It's like, so there's a delusion aspect to this. That, I mean, when I say delusion, I mean like actually deluded. It's what's the term? Oh my God. Well, there's a couple of them, but one of them's like, maybe it's Asperger's. No, but there's a serious problem in society. First of all, the IQ level dropped 30 points in the last 20 years. This is fucking scary. If people are paying attention to politics right now, and R.F. Kennedy Jr. becoming the fucking health czar and banning all these fucking like neurotoxins in fucking food and the fluoride and the fucking chemtrails and all this shit. No, I mean, yeah, I say that most literally. I'm not just saying it to be like, you know, I'm saying it because they literally are delusional. Like, look at these fucking guys that come to my channel, like, they get up, like, talking shit, like you have any chance of doing anything to me at all. Even me, 5 years out of the game, I only like train for like, just to make sure I don't fucking fall apart. I'll still rip their face off. They have zero chance. I mean like zero chance. Like you're talking about an Olympic level athlete playing against a fucking like junior high school fucking little league thing. They have no fucking chance. And they really think in their world that like we're like peers. And then they get upset that I'm like, are you fucking out of your mental? Because they are mental. I mean, they wear silk pajamas, they puff their chest like, I train with, because they want to feel important, That Jas guy, I don't know who that Jas guy, there's so many, what the fuck their name is, I don't even fucking know anymore, so I don't even know. Like, I spent so many years trying to be humble over here, like, but they push and push and push and finally it's like, why am I fucking being humble for? These people don't care about decorum and honor. They don't even know anything about that shit. Jake? You talking about Jake Mace? Jake Mace, I think it was. That was his name? The white boy, the blonde hair. You know something? I feel bad because Jake Mace wasn't that bad. Jake Mace was better than all the guys that talk shit in the forums. They hated him because he's a pretty white boy. He was the epitome of like the kung fu nerd. Like decent looking white boy who loves the kung fu movies and he wants to like be healthy and do more and like he just loves doing the thing. He's all like geeked out about it. And it's a perfect example of how toxic the Tai Chi community is how they went after that kid. Because I mean, yeah, you could say, oh, he's not traditional, but if the whole thing is he would have been like the star pupil. He would have been the guy that if all these, oh, I'm master fucking this and that from the Fajing fucking jerk-offs and the Rumsel Fish jerk-offs, they saw a guy like Jake Mace, who's just, goofy white boy who loves kung fu and he's in good shape and he's practicing his ass off. You try to take him into your school and make him your student and teach him the real thing and then have him advertise for you. You don't shit on him for fucking trying to be like, a kung fu nerd. That's what your job is, to find people like him and teach them the real shit. But instead they try to destroy him. That's what I'm saying. That's how disgusting the Tai Chi community is. And then they say I'm the fucking crazy one. No, I'm just an asshole. I'm not gonna take shit from fucking rejects. I don't give a fuck. I mean, look, but he never said he was a fighter, That's why I try to give the Jake Mace guy respect because he never claimed to be some fighter guy. He was like, he was a kung fu nerd and he liked to do like health and he wanted to like, look, I love kung fu, look how I learned. Look, you want to do this thing and hang out with me? Like, it was cute. It's like, aw, you're so cute. You know what I mean? Like, that's somebody you take under your wing and you teach. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. I mean, and all these older guys, they're the leaders of the community. Who did they take under their wing and lead? Because it was cute. It's fucking wholesome. His channel was like so wholesome. It's like this cute little white boy, and he's like, oh, I love my kung fu and my Shaolin staff spinnies. It was a cute, wholesome channel. He doesn't curse. He's healthy. It's like one of those good little Christian Southern boys, you know what I mean? It's like, aww. Like, when I look at his, like, I know it sounds fucked up, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's like, when I look at his channel, I see, like, the 8-year-old version of him in a bigger body, and he's like this, like, little white boy, with, like, like, the little Lever to Beaver type of fucking button down shirt, little fucking doofy cut, like, It's 8 p.m., Mommy, do I have to go to bed? I want to watch another kung fu movie, Mommy. It's like, it's like he was cute. That's why I don't, understand why they hated him so much. It was like, you know, it was like wholesome. That's what I mean, like, and I'm the fucking, like, Tai Chi bad boy, you know, in the fucking gutter. I use this shit, I fuck many people up with this stuff. I'm the guy who should be like, that guy's a pussy, blah, blah, and I'm the one who's like, why do you hate this dude so much? It doesn't make any sense. Like, why aren't you training him? He has good coordination, he works out his ass off, he has a good attitude, but he doesn't have any real technique, but neither does any of the wushu guys. Neither any of the fucking rum-soaked jerk-offs and the fucking Fajin Project jerk-offs. They're all trash. I told them that fucking 20 years ago. Because I would be nice and they're like, well, you know how to find me if you guys want to find me. You know, like, and that's the thing about them also. They'll pick on people and they'll fucking push them. And then someone says, all right, well, you want to back it up? Oh, you can't fight, blah, 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 you're not supposed to fight. Like, you just sat here talking shit about how my shit's not legit, this martial arts. And now I'm like, listen, I tried being nice, I tried explaining myself, I tried reasoning with you. You're adamant about misunderstanding me on purpose. So the only thing left is to break your fucking skull. So do you want to fucking fight to the death or not? Like, you're crazy, you're mean, you're not a Tai Chi guy. Tai Chi's about peacefulness. It's so delusional. We need to like have some cataclysmic event that like just wipes out all these fucking paper tiger fucking pieces of shit and all these like these groups that are out there talking all this shit. They need to be disbanded. Like it's completely wiped out. And we have to do is get all the old masters that are still alive. Like there's guys in New York that they're hitting their 70s to 90s and like they're dying off and no one's going out to find them and get their document them. You know, like, for instance, fucking Master Wu, Benjamin Wu, right? How is there so many people doing Wu stuff that, like, you're not seeking that guy out while he's still alive? You know, like, there's so many people from, like, just from New York alone, that they're aging, they're getting to the point, you know? And these people, they don't want the real stuff. Like, one of Shirley's former associates, I was making fun of him because when I heard the whole thing about like how people did, because they're all liberal assholes, and all these fucking brainwashed boomer liberal cucks, okay? They're like fucking traitors to our fucking country, but brainwashed fucking traitors. But these people, they don't care about being the best. They don't, it's like, let's just assume I am the best, okay? Let's just say I'm the best no one's better than me, okay? They would rather learn from somebody who's not as good to me as me, or be associated with someone who's not as good as me, but they have a Chinese sounding name, like, well, I trained with, Tu Hung Lo from the Shaolin Temple, and your technique is shit. You can't fight, you've been doing this for 30 fucking years, but you don't want to, like, even have a conversation with the guy who has a proven track record of shitting on people. There's delusion and everyone's authenticity, I mean, you've known me for something long. You know what's fucked up? A couple of months ago, I did a post in Discord. I found that there's actually something wrong. Soka bled, it is nachui. It is nachui. Durak. I don't know what the fuck he said, I can't read Russian. Can you use your translator? Because none of that means shit to me right now. But yeah, there's no authenticity left in most of the Tai Chi. But there are some authentic people. Like when I saw at the World Tai Chi Day here, there were some really good authentic people who wanted to be motorcyclists. Well then, talk to yourself. You're more than welcome to. So, I don't understand a word you're fucking saying. Disudasuka. Come have some whiskey. Be lazy, take the couch chair. But there were some people here that were authentic people, but don't have authentic technique. And there was a couple of people who had There was one Shaolin guy who was instructor who was good. You know, there was a Wushu guy that was good. There was a Filipino guy that was doing like Chen styles and stuff that was really good. The instructors that were doing Chen Man Ching were good, but something happened, we were talking about it, where when it got passed down here, there was moves that were added and it's not the same form. So there's authentic people, there's some people that practice hard, but then when I looked at who they're teaching, across the board was really not good, technically. But they were good people and they had a good community. And that's why it's difficult because like, what's more important, to have a good community or good technique? And why can't there be both? Why is it that you have like good communities that they're happy and they're doing the thing, but the technique is fucking trash? And then you have these other communities online, because like the real people communities that stick together, they're very happy and everybody's like they're cool together. The online communities are fucking trash panda, burning trash boats. The dumpster fires. Here's some of the old masters who changed a little. Oh, I do not practice or teach. I said this all the time, but these people are slow. I do not teach or show my form publicly. Surely, this is the first time in 25 years that anyone's ever seen my family forms. Even my other students, when I teach them, first I teach them William Chen's form, then I teach them the beginner version of my form, and then only my closed door students see my real form. No, like Jordan was like, with me all the time. He didn't see my real form. Nobody saw my real forms. You don't show that. Like my karate stuff, like the real stuff I do. No one's ever seen my shit in public, like, other than like a couple of tournaments that I went to in the late '90s. You don't, no. And then when I do my Tai Chi outside, I'll do a completely different form. Like I'll do like a small frame form, whatever. But when we're talking about passing down a lineage, like Chen Man Ching's 37 form, there is no reason that there should be moves added or taken away and not change the name. And I've seen this, not just here, I mean everywhere. Where like, if you're doing Chen Man Ching, I tried to follow along, like, what the hell's going on? It's like, I saw moves that weren't in the form. And I'm like, where's that coming? And I talked to the instructor, he's like, I don't know where this step came from. Like, I don't know, but this is how Chen Man Ching does it. Because I learned William Chen's form first, Chen Man Ching form second, then I went and started doing other forms. So I know those forms. Like the Chen Man Ching, I forgot because I sometimes confuse, because I don't do it unless someone, very rarely. The dog chase the tail form. Yeah, that's what it felt like. But I'll do like the 37 form if I'm out at like a World Tai Chi day or like randomly someplace and they're doing what we do. I'll follow. I'll do the 37 form. But to me, it's why would I do that when I have William Chen's form, which has more moves and it's better? Like I like William Chen's form better. I only did the 37 because people do the 37 form. So I can do that one. I just take some moves out of it. But I always forget like where the repeats are because William Chen changed it, and that's in my inside my bones. But I know the mechanics. Like I know how the pulse monkey's done. I know how every move is done in the 37 form. I sometimes would forget like how many repeats or somewhere. The changes between the two. But mechanically, I have a very high level of autism when it comes down to body mechanics. And anybody who's trained will tell you that. Like I see very, very small details. And there's so many things that people change, and sometimes people, it happens, and sometimes people change to make it, their own. I think Tai Chi, once you learn the form and you master the form, it's your duty to create your own version of the form after you've mastered the form. Meaning you are a master level, you've done this for 10, 20 years. If I didn't have my own version of the form, after 30 fucking years, have I really been practicing? There's a point where you have to put your, how do I explain this? It's like the son and the father aren't exactly the same, like the son carries the father's genes, but the son's his own man, and he has, and if you look at the Tai Chi lineage, it's how it's always been. there's always a difference between the Father and the Son's form. You know? Like the theory and the insight's the same, but the moves are different. But it shouldn't get worse. It shouldn't, it's like idiocracy level worse. I mean, it was bad. Like, not that instructive, but the student level that I've seen, not just here, but I mean everywhere in the country, when I look at the World Tai Chi Day videos, I don't know if it's humans are getting less coordinated because like the food and the air and the water, or it's a societal thing or their brain, but it's bad. Like, it's getting really bad. Like, I saw, like, the Shaolin school was really, they were good. The teacher was good. But then I look at the students and, like, there's a not coordinated humans. And I'm worried about, like, America because when I look at the instructors and I see, okay, they're coordinated, they're strong, they look decent, even though they're not, like, to my standard of, like, perfect, they're athletic and they can do the thing. But when I see the student bodies everywhere, it's like, what the fuck is going on? How can you be that fucking sloppy? It's not the teacher's fault because the teacher's not look that bad. And it's not the teacher, because like, if I see this everywhere I look, in every school, what the fuck is going on? Like, how can it be this bad everywhere? Like, it's fucking terrible. And then, I understand the Tai Chi world because you have a lot of people who are like, between 60 and 90 years old. They just want to get out of the house, and if they just can get their arms to move, you've done a miracle for them. But I've trained people who are over 60, and I make them do the thing. I make them, like, they're not going to be, like, perfect and agile, but they're not going to be completely off the line. Like, they should be able to do a ward off. They should know how to, like, do the move that looks like the move. You don't feel like, for instance, you see a class throwing a reverse punch, and then every student's doing a punch in a different place. Like, what the fuck? George Z doesn't really do forms. What he will do, he'll take the form apart and focus on one. That is how all martial arts used to be taught. Right? Because it's hard for me to explain to these fucking idiots because they don't understand when I say, like, I'm a time capsule. But, like, I was one of the last ones to do, like, the old fucking training. And that's how it was taught. Karate, Tai Chi, they were all line drills. You would karate we learned the same way as the old Tai Chi. When I learned Tai Chi from like, the old Chinese dudes, it was the same thing. You learn how to walk, okay? And you do walking drills with no hands. Then you'll learn one move, like for instance, punch. And then you'll stay there. And you'll hold that punch, and you'll correct it, and then you just sit there. And that can be 10, 20 minutes, and you just sit there. And you go, and then you go to the next one, and you just sit there. And that's the whole workout, is just not moving. It didn't matter if it was karate, Tai Chi, Wing Chun, every single fucking place I went to in the 80s and 90s, and even early 2000s, I trained with like the old dudes, every single one of them trained me the same way in their style. It was always frame, one technique, standing fucking tree pose of that technique, then you do a drill of just doing that technique in a line, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that was just how it was done. And then after you can do that very well, then you start to learn a form, which is just stringing those basics together. Like every karate style in the fucking world has some version of a basic. It was, yes, but it was just to get the motor memory and like the basic fundamentals. Like for instance, every single karate school, Taekwondo, we used to call Taekwondo 1, right? Now they have Poomsae, I don't know what the fuck, because I do Korean karate. But every fucking school has some version of like, you do this down block, you do a fucking lunge punch, you do a down block, you do a lunge punch, you go back to the middle, you do this, you do this, you go, ah, right? Every fucking karate Taekwondo thing has some version of something like that, okay? But when you don't just start them with that. First lesson is this. Like literally this. Like literally walk forward, walk backwards. Okay? And then stay in the stance and not be crooked. You can't be like this. And I can't tell you how many fucking people I've seen in the past year from the World Tai Chi video who can't even do a fucking stance right. They literally can't even stand straight. These are fucking people that came to my channel talking shit, and I look at their forms, and they're crooked, and they can't stand on one leg, and they're talking about what real Tai Chi is. Every martial art started off this way, where like you learn one, like you're fucking playing baseball. You know, like you have to do like the thing, like you have to like learn how to like, I can't explain it. You learn each stage, turn, you know, like, or golf, you do the fucking golf thing, and you like, you know, like, they get you like this, and they go like this, and they'll make you do all the things. Like, I'm no fucking golfer or anything like that, you know? But, something happened, I guess it's commercialization, and they funneled down, and I guess like I don't know. I don't know. I can only assume. But it looks really fucking bad. Because if you see them do forms, and you see like a karate school, shadow school, and there's one way to do technique right. Right? If you do a horse stance reverse punch, right? There's only one way to do this right. You see, you have to punch in the solar plexus, okay? There's only one way to do this right. If you go into a school and you have a line of 15 people, and one person's hips like this, the other person's shoulders like this, the one person's punching here, the other person's punching here, the other person's punching here, they're like, yeah, 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 yeah. That's what it looks like to me. That's what Tai Chi looks like to me. Like, Chen Mei Ching's form is the easiest fucking form. It just face forward, face forward. It's so easy. I can't tell you how many people I see that they're like this, they're like this, they're like this, they're like this. You know, like, ward-off is a very simple shape. Make a fucking circle in front of your face, make your chest flat to the wall, put your weight in the front leg. It's not rocket science. How is it nobody can do this? It's the easiest form there is. I don't fucking know. But like at the same time, mentioned how he met some masters, but this is what I'm fucking saying. If you don't know Mabu, like, you can't do a horse dance, that's what I'm saying. And you call yourself a fucking master? Like, where'd you, and this is where when I say I'm a master, no, I don't understand why people, because I was never part of society. So when I say, like, in my mind, I have my master's degree from this lineage that goes back to the founder of Chum Le Quan and the fucking head honcho of the fucking ROK Capital Division in Vietnam. So my lineage, when I say I'm a master, I have a master's degree from the fuck you college. Like, we smashed the face college. And I went through the quality control exam and I got my master's degree. These people say, I'm a master. Like, it's completely different what the word means to me, to them. Like, you don't know a fucking horse dance? You don't know how to, like, do a fucking basic down block? Like, I see these masters on this point fighter guy's channel, they're fucking terrible. The most uncoordinated bunch of people. And there's one guy who has, like, autism, and he's I forgot who it is. I don't want to diss him so much, but the guy with autism looks just as good as the guy without the autism. I mean, like, he has, like, an actual learning disability. And his coordination is as good as the people who don't. There's something fucking in the water. Okay? They made the frogs gay. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it's bad. It's fucking bad, man. Whatever's going on is not okay. You know, and I can prove that it doesn't have to be that because, you know, I went and joined up with Shirley. I taught her in 1 year, fixed her knees, completely rewritten her alignment. She's teaching her students my method. All these older people who could not get it, they come from all over the place, who could not get the thing, they're using my method and they're getting the thing. So I'm proving that it can be done. So where is the failure in these people? Because I'm not around them enough, and I never see their classes. I don't know how they teach, and they're not. I don't know if I want to help them. But something's not right, because I know it can be done because I'm doing it. There's some students who the lost causes, they're older, they don't have any confidence, they don't think they can do the thing, they never understand anything, and now they can do the thing. And we're like, oh shit, I can actually do something. So there's definitely something to, it needs to be explained the right way. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, that's how you learn the hard way. See, I was a little, me the badass bad boy, I'm a little smarter than Neil. Because I always went up to them respectfully and humble and acting like I didn't know anything. See, my whole thing is I used the ninja tactics and social engineering. I would go in and I would be humble, I'm just a student, I don't know anything, or I know some stuff, but I want to learn your stuff. Never did I ever go to any of these old Chinese dudes ever in my life, or anybody, even people who I know I can beat the fuck up. In real life, everybody knows me from following the hardcore decorum. That's how I got so good, because I followed the rules and the traditions to the T. When I'm in New York, people know me as the guy who I followed the way. More so than anybody else. I followed the way to the T, out of the fucking book. That's how I got so much out of them. Because they trusted me because I believed in the old way. So, I would win them over. You know what I mean? And I wasn't fucking stupid enough, because when I was younger, I did that a couple of times. I got fucked up. I got my ass whipped. And I was like, oh, there's levels to this game. Okay. 12, 13 years old, I had a mouth, I didn't give a fuck. And I could fight for a kid that age. But when you're going up against trained assassins and actual fucking ninjas, legit ninja people, some actually doing ninjutsu and shit. I train with everybody, man, and you learn. So I was smarter than Neil, man. I never I would always play I didn't know. Until there's then actually what happened in Chinatown, two things happened. Well, see. Yeah, don't fuck with that generation of dudes, man. First of all, he was, Neil was young, so, I understand where he's coming from. But for tradition, even if you can, this is the thing with my problem with Jushan Lo. Even if you know you can kick the guy's ass, he's older than you, you let him save face. You go and you say, okay, show me, okay, and then you see he's bullshit, you go, okay, thank you, and you walk away and you think, a fucking idiot. It's not the right way, It's not the right way to do things. But that's also because I grew up around that culture, the Chinese gangs and the Chinese, houses, and I know the culture, it's I grew up around, my first lesson in karate, I was 6.5, 7 years old. I was an exchange student in Queens, and I was his only friend, Billy spoke English, and one day he took me to his backyard. He goes, Dad, can I show? And he goes, okay. And he takes me to the backyard, and he takes a fucking red brick, and it wasn't baked, it wasn't prepared, it was just a regular red brick. They were fucking putting up some thing in the fucking backyard. So they're just regular red bricks. It's not the tournaments where they bake them and they dry them. No. 6 to 8 year old, I don't know, maybe 6 and 7, because it couldn't have been more than 7 years old. It was probably first or second grade. And this fucking kid just took this brick and went, ah! And I was like, what the fuck was that? He goes, It's cool. I was like, that's awesome. Like, you teach me. So that's why I first started learning karate. Like my first experience. Like I kind of like blood sport. It was a little fucking challenge. You know, I was like, what the fuck? And then like, they started teaching me karate a little bit. And I picked it up really quick. I was already boxing. So like I didn't learn like anything quick, but he told me I had to punch a couple of kicks. For a fucking 6-year-old, that was a big deal for me. You know, I wasn't breaking any bricks, but I was able to fucking beat people up pretty good. You know, because I was boxing. I was boxing pretty well for that age. You know, and to be able to fucking throw a front kick and a roundhouse kick and a side kick, you know, like I was like, and I wound up fucking this kid. What's his name? Carlos, I think his name was, and he was like 11, 12, and he was like picking on me, and then like this kid Joe was like, yo, why don't you fight him? I'm like, and then he went like, all right, fine. So I went next to my building, and I beat this kid's ass terribly in front of his sister, and then like, you done? You're done. And then I turn around, and he like tries to chase me, and like he's coming, and he goes, "Come on!" And I go, and fucking blast him again. So 2 or 3 weeks later, you know, because we're young, we're friends again after we fight. Like, we used to fight. Our friends would fight all the time. Like when you're that young, I know in New York that's how it was. Like you fight your friends, and then you'd be friends the next day. Like, you know, black eye, bloody nose, fucked up lip, and you'd still be friends. But I remember there was a karate school on, this is in Ozone Park. It was 101st Avenue, like 95th or 6th Street or something, 96th Street, 95th and 96th Street. And he said, hey, come with me somewhere. So he takes me to this fucking kickboxing school. And it was a setup. He was training with this guy to fight me. So he brings me and he's like, hey, you want to spar? I'm like, okay. So he fucking put on full gear. And I kicked his ass again in front of his fucking teacher. And he was like at least 20, 30 pounds heavier than me. Fucking beat his ass. And then like, we wound up being really good friends for like years. And like, his mom used to make fun of him like, that kid D is tough as hell. But I got to the story. But the point is like, I was accidentally put into these cultures with like hardcore off the boat Japanese and Chinese and Korean people at a very young age, you know? So I have that culture embedded in me. So I look at it different, you know? So I would never do that. Now, these fucking American idiots, you know, I try to, you know, you look at this, listen, there's records, I don't know if my Facebook, they banned me, so I think they delete all your records when they ban you. But you can still see them talking shit about me. But I'd always be like, so run so fist, I'm responding to them, okay, who's your team? I'd be nice to them, and, you know. There's this one fucking jerk off Cotton Boxer. He was big in those groups. I did the Fajing Seekers of Plain English. And like the first thing, like, oh, I'm gonna expose you, I'm gonna post this up here. I'm like, that's why I put it up, bro. Like, there's so many people that just like, they act like they're like these real deal guys, and like they have no idea about the real pizza. You know what I mean? Like they think they're eating New York pizza, and they're eating some fucking shit from Wisconsin. You know what I mean? Not even. It's like probably like pizza from fucking Ohio, from like the ghetto of Ohio, like the shittiest pizza you could find. Like a Domino's in fucking Ohio. You can just look it up, they're all over the place. They spend so much time trying to discredit people, like they all came after me for fucking, it's been 15, 20 years they've been talking shit about me. And like all these like older, they're all older than me, they're better than me. You could have, listen, you had a 20 to 30-year-old guy who was hardcore, and you could have like made me into a student, and I would have been fucking loyal to the fault and fighting all these idiots for you. But they didn't, they just wanted to, I'm better than you. I'm like, okay, well, okay, you win. I mean, I don't know what you won. Fucking, I don't know what you won. You want a fucking free ticket to an ass whipping? I don't know. I don't have the answers. But I do know that there's something wrong with the water, and there's something wrong with neurologically. That so many people can't be this bad. There's something wrong. It's like I was I'm watching like the demos here and the videos of demos in Connecticut and videos and demos from other places. I'm like, how can everybody be that bad? Like, yeah, but it's not just social media. I mean, I think there's something in the water. I think there's like the food in the water is poison. Can you remember? I haven't eaten meat in 26 years. Okay, I haven't eaten high fructose corn syrup, aspartame, or sucrose. I don't eat dyes because the red dye is it's dry beetles. I don't eat artificial vanilla because it's fucking the excretion from a fucking beaver's asshole. Literally, artificial vanilla is an excretion from the fucking perineum of a beaver. It's beaver ass sweat. Like, so there's a lot of things I don't eat. So like for the last 26 years, the only thing that I put in my body that's not like pure is a little bit of whiskey, a little bit of vodka. And I don't even do that often, it's like, so I think there's gotta be something, and then even before then, because I was always training, I always eat pretty clean, So like, I think there's something in the food, because the mechanoception, proprioception, the way their bodies are moving, the nervous system, something's wrong. It doesn't lower your brain activity, it changes the brain state. So you have like alpha, beta, theta, gamma, fucking brain states. So there's activity, but we can argue and debate about how that works, and then there's debates about that, like how the actual mind works. But it's not just that, because it's neuromuscular control. These people have no coordination. They're the most unathletic people I've ever seen. And I'm wondering how much of it is because the instructors don't think they can do it, the people don't think they can do it, or there isn't a protocol. Because like, you gotta remember the communists in like 1960 when they came out with like 24-4, when they allowed the muscles to come back, they were making it weak on purpose. And then you have Chen Mancheng, who did a good thing and a bad thing. 37 form is a good thing because it's a very simple version of the core techniques and the movement DNA. So if you train really hard, you can get very good, right? And if you follow the method and do it. But at the same time, it's like guitar. Guitar is the easiest instrument to play like shit and be good. Like if you learn 3 chords on guitar, you can play 50 songs. And like, a lot of times the guy who can play like just, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Everyone's drunk and they're happy. You're playing the 3 chords and everyone's just at the beach and they're happy. You don't have to be playing fucking Bach, toccata, and like fucking, all kinds of crazy shit, Like, I play that stuff because I like it, because it makes me happy. Other people like it, great. But that's what was always impressive. Like, I taught for St. Mass for fucking 10 years. And I always tell people, like, you don't need to be a shredder to be impressive. You just want to be able to play a couple of songs that people know, and they can go, oh, you're at a party, you can play guitar. They don't fucking care if you're going, blah, 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 or you're going, ding, ding, ding. You know what I mean? It's like, so like, the Chen Mancheng style and William Chen style is a very easy style to do like shit and say you're a biker. You're part of the crew, Oh my God, the younger kids they're so broken. They're so broken. They are feeble and their coordination's fucked up. I haven't seen, like, I look around, like, and the younger kids, they're like weak. Like, was it Gen Z and Gen Alpha? They're fucked. Like, how they talk about old man strength? But I remember the millennials and training in Equinox, and I was like, I can rip your fucking body, and they were like big motherfuckers, powerlifters and shit, and I would just grab them, and they'd be like, oh! I can tear their muscle off their body, and when I hit them, I can feel their bones hollow, like I can shatter their bones. Like, when I see these kids, like I went to Taco Bell, and it was like, There's like younger yins, like, you know, I open the door, I let him go through, and he like, I guess because everyone like, you know, like that generation was like they're in this whole racist thing now, so they don't know if I'm white or black or Puerto Rican or whatever. So like looks at me and like says saying thank you, tried to grill me, and I'm being nice, and then like my smile looks like I'm gonna kill you, and like they're like it shakes them, but I'm looking at him, I'm sizing him up, I'm like. I'm a head tall, and I can see that if I grab you, I'm gonna break your bones. I'm not gonna break your fucking. I'm gonna break your forearm like a fucking twig. You have nothing inside of you. I'm gonna fucking break you. They're weak and they're uncoordinated. Like they just it's weird. It's really weird. That's all I can tell you. It was really weird. But the one good thing I will say, though, that I was happy to see here is that the community, like when I look at the World Tai Chi Days, like all everywhere, at least the communities are still good in real life. The online communities are fucking dumpster fires. And it needs to be burned down to the ground and you know, start over. You know? Like there needs to be a safe place for like online people who aren't like delusional fucking narcissist sociopaths, Machiavellian fucking assholes, or just like liberal communist fucking traitor scumbags. Because I'm disgusted. Like before I was tolerant, I have no more tolerance for that shit. I have no more tolerance for fucking trying to turn us into fucking a fucking third world country shithole because you're brainwashed and you like to suck the devil's dick. I don't think so because those people are the same people that used to go outside and they used to think they were good and I would smack the fuck out of them and they would like, and they never come back outside. Like, it's just money and whiskey. It's like drinking isn't like what alcohol and money do is it shows you who you really are. If you give somebody a shit ton of money or give them like a shit ton of alcohol, all you're gonna find out is who they really are. Like all these like girls, like you're like they're fucking everybody, they're vomiting everywhere. That's not the alcohol. That's who they really are, and the alcohol just took off the fucking limiting factor that kept them in check. That's why some people should never drink. You know, like some people should never drink. Okay? Some people give them fucking money and it shows you their real character. Give somebody $1 million and he'll be he'll go and like do donations and save the fucking world. Give some other fucking $1 million and they'll fucking create a death threat or fucking blow their fucking. Like how many fucking kids from the hood, or musicians from anywhere, they get their big break and in a year they spend like $5 million and wind up fucking broke. You know? It just shows who you are. Are you irresponsible? Are you fucking selfish? Are you like altruistic or whatever? Like money and alcohol. This really shows you who you are. So the internet's kind of like that. The internet's kind of like alcohol and money together. You know? And the thing is, good people in real life, they're quiet, they mind their business. If they smell something that's kind of funky, they just avoid it. It's like the Boondocks when they have like, the nigga moment on Boondocks, and it's like, he's like my friend shooting and they're like, this black guy goes, this white guy, hey man, what you looking at, blah, 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 and the guy goes, hey, wait a second, I'm white, and he just walks away. Like, that's kind of like what the internet's like. Like, it's kind of what it's like, normal people, black, white, green, or whatever, they don't want to fucking have trouble. If they see trouble, they walk away. You know what I mean? Like, there's only assholes like me, like this, the super empath people who like go fucking full narcissist mode and try to fucking destroy the narcissist people because like it's in our blood. Or my autism has a high level of justice. Most people don't want to fucking confront the bullies. Most people don't want to fight until they have no fucking choice. So you just hear the loudest, like right now, the internet is like still being controlled by the corporate fucking communist liberal globalists. And you see, because the algorithms make you think that these crazy liberal 72 demon genders and all the fucking super alt-left blue and non people are like in control. They're level less than 21% of the population. They're less than 21% now. It's about 21%. And that's like highballing it. And but you hear them the most because it's like the annoying baby. Like Sifu Shirley, she's teaching this more, and like sometimes you hear it, she'll call me and tell like, hey, your mother, and then you hear this kid going, ah! And then running around the play area. But they're not like screaming at little kids, like they're screaming like there's something wrong with them. And then, ah! Ah! And you just want the kid to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? That's what these people are like in the Tai Chi community. They're just like the retarded, it is fucked up. And then they try to cover their retardation and saying like you're making fun of Down syndrome. No, Down syndrome people are super sweet. They're always respectful. They like have like kindness buff on like 1,000. These people are retarded. They have like no fucking filter. Yeah, when Trump got into office, there was like 28%, and it was like at most, and now it's like 20. Because what else is it? Listen, the average IQ is between 98 and 89. I think they were saying 16% of the population has an IQ of 69. These people are literally retarded. They're literally slow. And just because they go to school, they literally lower the standards. Bro, like, you have people graduating high school who can't read, they can't write in cursive, like, they don't know how to write script, they can barely count their change, they've been in school for 13 years, they don't remember anything. There's videos of these people going around, like, asking random people questions, or asking people in college, who was the first president? How many states are there? Name 7 continents. They can't do it. And they can vote. And they can vote. This is what I said, part of my plan to save the world and become president. There should be a civics test. The same way if you have a fucking CCW carry license, you have to go and renew your permit, or like, you have to go take a test to make sure, there should be a civics test, not Honda Civics. You should have to go and take a test the same way someone going for citizenship has to take a test. The same way if you want to be an American citizen, you have to do like American history test and you have to be able to fucking understand the basics. There should be a civics test to vote. But the problem is, the American education system is there to create slaves. So they don't want people educated. They don't teach you how to file taxes or how to balance a checkbook, or it's like all fucking nonsense. And nobody remembers anything. You were in school forced for 13 years, what do you remember? It's fucking MK Ultra brainwashing fucking prison. It's kiddie prison. It's fucking class warfare. It's democratic fucking socialist fucking eugenics bullshit. And I don't agree with all the Republicans either, but believe me on that, because I do believe that healthcare is a human right and water is a human right and no one should have to fucking pay, to live on their own fucking land. This Republican shit's bullshit. But if I had to choose between statistics of Republican areas and Democrat areas, there's no fucking comparison. There's no comparison. Everywhere Democrats have run the last 100 years is a fucking shithole. It was a documentary when it first came out. It was a documentary when it first came out. It was already there. When it first came out, I said it. This is a fucking documentary. I said it the first day I saw it. I was like, holy shit. It's crazy, but it's true. That's how I feel when I talk to people. People come and they ask me stupid fucking questions. And I'm like, oh my God. And like, I have to deal with people like, people who have like positions of like authority and like, you can tell they're fucking retarded. Send in all the asteroids, like all at once. Fucking kidding me? It's fucking terrible. It's terrifying. And that's why I'm like, I'm trying to rationalize in the Tai Chi world, like, you know, because like looking over all the World Tai Chi days, like, you know, from me being here and then hearing people from New York and Texas and seeing pictures and videos and seeing like some like the tournaments going on, like how fucking bad it is. Like they don't even know that, like, you know what, it's scary because like you can't even find good footage of like the old stuff. Like to find like old videos of karate and Tai Chi is so hard. It's so hard to find the old stuff. I mean like I still have some videos saved of like young guys talking like the old young dudes, like, you know, it's like the black and white video that's colorized and like, you know, the real fucking projector and shit. It's all shitty. You know, it's like the old dudes doing the real shit. And you see the difference in the frame. And the thing that bothers me, that people don't even know what they're looking at. Like when I do it, then I showed you at the horse dance before, right? These people in these schools don't understand the difference between being able to punch on the same spot. They don't see a difference between this and this. They don't see it. Like they don't understand that this is a correct ratio. Like they don't see the geometry. They don't see the difference between this and this. And they're like, you can't even fucking draw a straight line, bro. Like, I can drink this entire bottle of whiskey and still be able to walk in more of a straight line than a lot of these master practitioners. It's fucking scary. Like, there's this guy, Point Fighter or something, he has a, and I feel bad because they look so happy when they're doing their channel. Like, they're so excited, they break board, they do their thing, but their fucking technique is atrocious. It's fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible. It's so bad. And like they're acting like, oh yeah, and like people doing break it, they get all psyched up. I'm like, when did this become karate? Like, when I learned power, it was like fucking sword cutting. I'm in the fucking ninja zone, bro. I'm in the fucking zone. I'm just like, I'm dead. I'm now in this robot militant killer mode. Like, I'm in ninja assassin mode. Like, once I put my uniform on and I do that bow, it's like military brainwashing. It's not me. Like, I'm not even there anymore. It's just, I'm a robot. And like, everything's scripted. I walk up to the board, I do my one check, like, that's it. There's no like walking around, pumping myself up. Yeah, man, you want me to get you boards, I'm gonna get you. And then I'll do like 5 checks through this fucked up. You know, man. Yeah, we'll see. We can do something. I'm sure she'll get back to you soon. She just finished World Tai Chi Day. I'll have to get back to you, and we'll do the thing. So yes, I remember David Reynolds. So she'll pop up. No worries, brother. You have a good night. And I hope that the people that come and watch the reruns understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not just ragging on people. I'm actually concerned. And I was saying, like, you know, in the Tai Chi world, like, is it really... I go back to this thing my master taught me about Buddhism. That there was this lady that used to... I said this before the stream. There was this lady who used to sell beans in the village. And, you know, she would sell the beans and people would, you know, she would sell them, but she would move them with her mind by chanting Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. And she would do the chant and the beads would move. And that's how she would sell the beads to people, like, you know, and she'd put them in the pile and then people would buy them. And then one day a monk comes by And he tells the woman, hey, you're saying it wrong. It's all money, whatever, but, you know. And she changes it, and then the beats stop moving. So the monk told her the correct way, but the correct way broke her superpowers. So then we have to ask, is the correct way the correct way? And then I have to say to myself, like, do you interject and like say, you know, like, yeah, we know that your technique is completely shit. It's never going to do the thing it's supposed to do. But they're happy. Is it really worth it? They're happy. Let them be happy, you know? That's why, like, you know, people, like, if I was going to show, I didn't want to show my form in front of people, like, I don't want to make them feel bad, like, you know, like that, you know, they're not going to move like that ever. Like, I don't want to show off. Like, let them have their moment, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, I would show them, like, you know, everybody laughs. I showed, like, you know, show this my form. I'm not going to show my form to, like, all these people that just want to do their thing and they're happy, and, you know, like, what's the point? But on the other hand, it's like, it's so wrong. It's like hard to watch. It's really hard to watch. But at least in real life, the people are not like these, because the people in real life don't actually go on the internet, which is the other thing that's funny. Like, even the organizers, like, the fucking guy's organizing the event, and he barely has a social media, there's no website. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, all the people who are good don't really interact with social media, you know? Like, I wanted to burn this fucking channel down years ago, but I'm doing it on principle because they fuck with me, and I'm gonna keep doing it until I'm dead. Just because they tried to stop me, now I have no choice, I have to keep going. Just because if they didn't try to stop me, I would have quit a long time ago. The only reason I keep going is because so many people wanted me to stop that I knew I had to do it to piss them off. Like when Donovan Mitchell and his Australian friends came after me, that's when I started showing off some real shit. You notice before that I never did any demos on the channel. It was when they fucked with me, I'm like, okay, and then Shirley had asked me to show some techniques for her students. That's when I started putting the shorts of me actually hitting things and showing the technique. I didn't, you know, I was like, I don't care about this shit. But they wanted to stop me, and then it's like, now you fucked up. You know, you shouldn't have poked the bear. Now the bear wants to fucking eat. And now I can't stop. Now I have to go just in the fucking principle you told me not to. You know, that's really what it is. That's why I'm still here. I fucking hate YouTube now. But there's people who need me, there's people, you know, that come in, they need help. So I'll do it. But if it wasn't for the few people that actually really, you know, they appreciate the help, and so many fucking people wanted to stop me, like, that's the thing that makes me like, all right, you know what, I gotta fucking show up. Just because I hate you guys, and I want to rub it in your fucking face. It's fucked up, I know, but it's the truth. Not my most Buddhist moment, but at least I'm honest, which is a very Buddhist moment. Can't say I'm not honest and authentic. I'm going to check the time because I can't see the clock on my phone now because YouTube decided to break the front-facing camera. Oh, it's a little early. I can hang out for a minute. Well, I want to go back to practicing guitar and then get my guitar skills back up. And then I got to start recording some shit now that I'm not dying anymore. Does anybody else have any questions? You want to hear my monologue for the rest of the evening? I think I said, I'm just trying to get the thoughts out because it's a lot to unpack. You know, like, somehow I got dumped with like these really rare martial arts that don't exist anymore. Like I have to argue with fucking peasants that don't even know what neo-pizza is. They think their pizza in their no-name bumblefuck town is the best. It's like not even Domino's. It's like, you know, it's like fucking, you know, fucking Timmio's like fucking delivery pizza. It's like 7-Eleven delivery pizza, and they think it's like New York pizza. Oh, my pizza's the best because, you know, it was made by Gino, and Gino is like some like Arab guy in a 7-Eleven, but his name is Gino, so his pizza's the best. You know, I do Chen style in my silk pajamas, and I do Yang style. Shut the fuck up. All of you guys, shut the fuck up. I'm afraid that I'm too hardcore. I'm too honest. You know? And I also have too much morals. Because that's the thing that really is dilemma, because I'm trying to do the right thing, but the rules don't make any sense. Like the social rules don't make any sense. Because my autism is like, I see things literally. You know? And like that's the thing with, we're neurodivergent. I was in the gifted programs and all this shit. Now I'm neurodivergent, I'm retarded. Okay, I'm autistic now. To the new liberal standard. When you have an IQ over 140, you're automatically autistic. Okay, so now I'm neurodivergent and I have autism and ADHD and all those other fucking weird things. Right? Because I'm fucking smarter and faster than everybody, so I'm the weird one. Instead of me being like the leader of the tribe, now I'm like the fucking weird guy because I'm too smart and I don't want to fucking feed the fucking plants brown though because it's what plants crave. So, I don't have an answer yet. I don't know what to do. But I know that the branding of Tai Chi as a whole is completely fucked. People on the internet have no idea what Tai Chi really is. When I see people on the World Tai Chi Days, they don't know what Tai Chi really is. They don't know what Qigong really is. They are doing these poses, but they don't know what the Qi is at all. They can't even feel it. They don't even know how to make the ball. They don't know how to do anything. Like they can't do the basic. Like when I was doing Qigong with my master, we were doing all this like Jedi shit, where like you're throwing Qi balls across the room and you're doing all this like manipulation with the energy and like the meditation and this and that and cycling the energies. And you have to be able to feel this shit. And then there's people who are teaching Qigong who they're just doing moves. And it's basically like elderly yoga. Like not even like for elder, because I've seen older people who were fucking training their asses off. It's not an excuse. I don't know how it got this far removed from the real thing. And then who am I to come into like some established community where everyone's happy, they're doing their thing, they're drinking the Kool-Aid, and I'm like, sorry to tell you guys, you've been practicing bullshit for 40 years. Would you like me to fix it? I don't know what to do. So it's a thing going back to the monk and the beads. Like, if they're happy, leave them alone. Like you know, but then it's like, but it's not right. It's not right. But they're happy. But it's wrong. It's so wrong. It's so fucking wrong. We're making us look bad. It's so wrong. But everybody's happy. Let them be happy. They're gonna die. Let them be happy. You know? I mean, is it more important to be correct? Or is it more important to let people be happy in the life full of suffering? You know? Like, most of these people are never going to fight in their life. You know, thank God, you know? And a lot of people don't even most people that do martial arts, they don't really do it to prepare for war. You know, they think, some guy made a comment like, you know, Tai Chi, he's like, you know, philosophical, like, you know, the people do Tai Chi for this, and then Sanda is the real martial art. And I'm like, Sanda's not a martial art. Sanda's a fucking sport. It's an aggressive sport, it's a dangerous sport, it translates to fighting, but it's not a martial art. We're talking about like ancient assassins who trained 8 hours a day. It's like special ops, like fucking like Delta Force, operator level martial art. If you're not training to be the equivalent of a Delta Force operator, you are not a fucking martial artist. You're some kind of like fight enthusiast or like, I don't know what the word is, but martial art is not. And this is really fucking clear. I'm talking about like literally, when I say this, you have to be thinking to train the equivalent level of a Navy SEAL or a Delta Force operator in your martial art for that purpose. Otherwise, it's not a fucking martial art. I don't care if you're doing Muay Thai, MMA, Sanda, whatever the fuck, Ching Chong, whatever the fuck it is. If you're not training to assassinate people surgically, you're not a martial artist. That's what it is. That's what it was for thousands of years, up until the fucking communist takeover in 56. And then you had to bleed the last bit of it up until the 80s, and then after that, whatever came after fucking 1980 is just progressively bullshit. And now we're in this fucking idiocracy of martial arts, and the people don't even know the real stuff existed or even exists anywhere. That's how bad it is. They have no idea what the fuck they're looking at. They don't understand they have no idea. It's like these people come up to me, and it's like, and compared to it's like, I don't consider myself to be like so good. Like I don't fucking, like I even never lived up to the standard I could have been. But compared to these fucking people, it's like I have like a 2,500 chest rating, and they have like a fucking 200. It's like they don't even see it. They don't even see it. Like it's like the level gap is so far ahead that they literally have no fucking chance in hell against me. And they're sitting here talking like we're peers. It's scary shit. So then we go back to, because I was having a conversation with George today, we're fixing it. How do we fix this? They don't even see, they're not even capable of seeing the level difference or even understand what they've been doing, and it's so off the path. And then let's just say they want to go on the path, and they see what the path entails. Are they really going to do it? You know, because even the best of the best guys that are on YouTube, like the Wing Chun guy, even the best of the best guys, they're not training like that. They're not training like the people in the boxing room we're training. They're really good, they're very technical, but they're more like historians. They're not assassins, okay? They don't have that instinct, that killer instinct, like, you're coming to fuck with my family, I'm going to rip you into pieces. I'm gonna fucking hurt you. You're not getting up. Within the first second and a half, you're gonna die, or you're gonna be maimed for life. That's what I'm training for. And they're not thinking like that. Like, you have combatives guys who think like that, but their technique is shit. So then you have martial arts who's supposed to be like these fucking like acrobatic ninja surgeons throwing fucking darts through fucking, you told me to throw a needle through a fucking pinhole, and they don't have that. They said martial arts doesn't work. I'm like, of course it doesn't work. Did you just train for 10 years every single fucking day, like they do in the movies, like a ninja in the forest, like throwing the fucking dart through a fucking little hole, trying to make sure that every time you throw a fucking dart, you can fucking like get it right through his nostril into his brain, like, you know what I mean? They're not thinking like that. Like, when I was learning the Korean karate, like, we had dimes taped to the wall, and we would fucking throw techniques at the dime. Because the theory is that when you're under pressure, if you're training like a focus mitt, like in boxing, right? That's why focus mitts, they added the circle in the middle. Because when you're training something the size of like a mitt, under pressure with your coordination, your brain power being overloaded, your target fixation becomes like a basketball. So in order to be able to hit something in a target size of a baseball, you have to practice on a quarter or a dime. So that when you're under pressure, your deviation is only this much. These people in these karate schools and these Shaolin schools, they're fucking, their range is like this. Of course when you get into a fight, you get your fucking ass kicked. Because under pressure, when you're all overloaded, the deviation becomes a whale. We're so far removed from reality. Like even like MMA and like some of the guys, they think that, but it's like you're not training the way they train in the boxing rebellion. You're not training the way they train in the military. You're not martial artists. I'm sorry. You're great fighters. You're sport fighters. And like, yeah, you can do damage, but you're not a martial artist. It's a completely different world. It's a completely different world. I'm sorry to tell you. Like, and it's not wrong like to be a sport fighter, and it's not saying that sport fighting can't be useful in combat and self-defense, but that's not the same thing. You're not competing with somebody who's been punching fucking stones for 30 years, waiting for the day where he can fucking kill somebody with this fucking iron palm. You know, he's not sitting there trying to like win a fight for a fucking trophy. He's trying to destroy you. His entire life existence, he's in seclusion, punching stones, okay, for 30 years. That's what the old Karate Kid would do. And there's still a few left. You're not getting it, guys. There's fucking psychos in this world. You guys think I'm fucking hardcore? That's why I'm so hardcore, because I know those guys exist. I was one of those guys. And I'm like, I'm tired. I had enough. There's guys who spent their whole life doing that. Okay? I did it for 20 years. I had enough. There's motherfuckers who did it for 60 years. Like, my teacher for Michomi, this fucking guy, his father teaches the mantis stuff. This fucking guy's bones were the hardest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay? This motherfucker, little Chinese dude, he looked like Bruce Lee mixed with the fucking Chinese food delivery man. I've never felt bones like that. They're just steel pipes. Every bone in this motherfucker's body was like a fucking aluminum baseball bat. Okay? There's dudes in this world who all they care about is fucking getting a reason to kill somebody with some ancient technique. Okay? That's their whole purpose in life. Is they go to work and they go in their backyard, they practice the secret kung fu, and they pray that one dumb motherfucker makes a bad move. That's a martial artist to me. Not some fucking guy in their silk pajamas, not some Sandan fighter, not some Muay Thai fighter, no. No, I want the old school, the shit before the Quran. You know, the shit before the Quran, the guys who are in the fucking hiking doing the fucking coconuts, killing coconuts and shit. Like, that's a martial artist, you know? And so I don't know where I fit in anymore. Like, I can't teach regular people, I can only teach instructors. And even the instructors that I'm getting, they don't want that. Nobody wants that. Even like, I train like military guys and cops, even they don't want that. You know, they just want what's useful and they're done. You know, it's like, it's what can I get right now that I can use really fucking quick that's gonna like make me a little safer and I'm happy. Nobody wants to be ninjas. Nobody wants to be neurosurgeon, like the neurosurgery level of martial arts. They don't, this doesn't exist anymore. So that's my spiel. I know people are going to hate on me anyway, so I'm going to tell the truth how it is, you know. And let them call me Bushido. I'll say, all right, well, you know where to find me. Like, I've been saying this for fucking 20 years to these fucking guys. Fuck around, find out. Fuck around, find out. Just like hundreds of other people found out before you. Like, fuck around, find out. And you can go to all the people in New York. You know, some people say, you know, like, I went crazy, or like, you know, I'm a conspiracy theorist. But now one of these motherfuckers in New York or any of this community will ever say that I'm not legit, and they won't ever say that I'm lying. They're all gonna tell you, don't fuck with Damien, Damien's crazy. Damien will fuck you up, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. The stories are true and they're worse. He's being humble. Like the stories that other people have about me are probably a lot worse than that. That's all I'm gonna say. Even people like who don't like me respect me in New York, okay? Like they respect me because, you know, I always follow the old rules and they know my shit's legit. They've seen me do some shit. That's all I'm gonna say. I represented, the generation before that George Zhu guy. That generation were my masters, and I was like the anime character trying to like honor my teacher. I had to honor my ancestors. So when I would go out, I would play the role to the T. I followed all the decorum, all the rules, all the things. I never said no to anybody, and every single motherfucker was coming, fucking step up and knock the fuck down. Like I did it. I was the guy, And I get these fucking online idiots who play fucking Tai Chi and do that kind of like, no, I did the real thing, bro. I went on a mission to prove the invincible Yang and see if it could be done, and I did it. And there should be like all these people in these groups should be supporting me and be like, I should be like the legend poster child. And they're so arrogant and egotistical, they don't want to bow. Well, fuck you then. But anyway, onto the grand scheme of things. I want to wrap this up. My whole point of saying is I think the major thing we have to get people to understand is that non-competitive, the cultural Chinese version of push hands, where you go into a park and you just roll together. It's nothing to do with I'm gonna push the guy over, I'm gonna do the fighting and fucking Jin Lu and Kong Jin and the boom Jin. No, that's not what the Chinese people do. It's not what it is. It's a cooperative, you're playing and you're getting exercise and you're getting physical contact and you're socializing. That's the thing that everybody needs. Sport push hands, I respect it, it's fun, it's good exercise, but it's not the real thing. That sport push hand stuff is communist bullshit. That's not the real essence of Tai Chi Chuan. Alright? The real, like when you understand the culture in the parks and like the underground and how people play together, the competition push hands is not the real thing. It's a cool sport, it's respectable, I respect everybody who does it, but I'm saying we need to bring, especially the elderly people, like I see at World Tai Chi Day, they need to fix their form. They need to be playing the push hands the way the old Chinese people do it. That's what keeps them so healthy. And we have to somehow get these people doing this again. Because if we're gonna promote Tai Chi as a health art, how are we not doing the thing that the old Chinese people were doing that made them healthy? It's not just whipping your hands around and dancing. There's things you have to do. And we have to, as a community, we have to figure out how to fucking get people back into that. And something happened the last 3 generations that they lost the chain of succession. And I don't know what happened. But I'll say this. There was an analogy. When something goes wrong in America, they look for someone to blame. But when something goes wrong in Japan, they look for someone to fix it. And I think we need to be more Japanese in the situation. I can sit here and blame the communist Chinese. I can blame the white people and the commercialization. I can blame all the the black and Latino fucking kung fu nerds. Because how we get all geeky. I can blame everybody, but we gotta fucking fix this shit because it's a mess. It's bad, and the instructors know. They know, but they're afraid to lose the students, and I don't blame them. And also, it's still helping the people, because without it, they'd be even more fucked up. So it's they move retarded. What can you do? They're never gonna get any better. They don't want to get any better. They don't want to learn anymore. They're happy doing the form like this. It makes them happy, makes them feel good. Leave them alone. And I get that, but they can do better, at least this much better. I'm not asking them to do this much better, but they can stand up straight. They all can do the exact same technique, and they all can do a technique that resembles the real thing. It doesn't have to be good, but you gotta bring the standard up a little bit. Because the instructors here I assume were decent. Everybody here was decent. But I think people think oh, I'm old, I can't put my hand in the right position. You're old, you're not retarded. You can do that. Just fucking do the work, you lazy bastard. I'm not asking you to fucking go into the UFC. I'm asking you to fucking walk in a straight line. Fuck. So that's my rant for the day, guys. I know you guys like my monologues. No one said anything else, so I guess I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go play some guitar and I'm gonna do my stretches. And then back to training tomorrow. As you can see, I'm getting jacked, guys, and getting my muscles back. I'm not trying to get really, I could get really big fast if I wanted to, I don't want to. I'm just trying to get, toned up for the summer. Just a little bit. But I don't want to get too big. But I want to look like a trainer again, because I've been on this in 5 years sabbatical. And no, actually it's longer than that. 6 years, 7 years. And, it's just been embodied by Tai Chi and fucking vegetables. So I want to at least look the part again. So that's what I'm doing. But I don't want to get how I used to look. I used to be a fucking superhero. I was fucking. It's not. I don't need that. But I do want to look decent, that's another thing that's important for the community. There's no reason for an instructor to look like they're out of shape. You shouldn't be underweight, you shouldn't be overweight, And I allow the Tai Chi community for me to fit in. And I was let me let myself go, Lewis, and they'll accept me more. And fuck these people. You shouldn't look like that if you're this high level fucking, personality. You should be fucking if you're a fucking new Chinese right, like a terracotta soldier, fucking bronze soldier and shit, What is this I have to be out of shape to be a real Tai Chi person? This doesn't make any fucking sense. None of this makes any sense. And something's not making, the math is not math and it does not compute. Alright, well I said my piece, and I'll forever hold my penis. Anybody have anything to say before I go? No? Alright, well, in your human tongue, I say I love you, I'm grateful for your presence, practice your gratitude. My little fucking ungrateful fucking grandchild, little fucking scumbag. Alright, say goodnight to my co-star, Alpha Charlie. And I'll have one more shot for 7 because my little fucking grandson decided to break with his fucking presence on my old age home. When are you gonna start training, you fucking ungrateful piece of shit? You can take all the seminar classes. We're actually gonna have to rebrand them so they're all coming down. We're gonna use AI to erase that evil Wicked Witch's fucking logo off of the stuff. Because I don't want any of my stuff to have that old lady fucking evil branding on it. I want it to be only my stuff on it. So we're gonna use AI to change all the logos to put my logo on all the videos. But my workshops are there, and you can learn the form from Shirley, and then you can do my workshops and do all the ninja shit. I've been telling you to train for fucking 15 years. What the fuck it is now? It's gonna leave. How long? 8, 9 years at least. You little fuck. It's a long time for you to be an ungrateful scumbag. When was Ghost in the Shell? 8, 9 years ago? 10 years ago? Long time ago. Alright, well, enjoy your Panda Express, you little fucking scumbag. You know where to find me. I'm doing the same old shit. And then once we finish getting rid of the fucking communist liberals and they fix YouTube, I'll start gaming again. Because the world needs my skills. It needs me to give them headshots. All the games are they made the games gay. They fucking made the frogs in the games gay. There's nothing, it's terrible. I've been wanting to fucking find a game to play, but Counter-Strike's full of fucking hacking bullshit. Battlefield's fucking, what happened over there. Is Destiny even good anymore? There's nothing. Everything I see is reviews of Hell Let Loose. I don't know what that is. Wait, didn't I buy that? And then was that the last game before I cut the stream? It's like the World War I game or something? Or I did the beta test of it? Maybe, I don't know. But nobody invited Grandpa to play. So, I don't even know if I can still play it. I have the same, bro, I'm Paul. I have the same fucking computer since you've met me. My gaming rig is the same, it's literally the same exact rig. And I use that to teach my classes. It's Windows 10. So I don't even know if I have enough RAM or whatever the fuck I need to play games anymore because I'm too poor. So, you know, my computer's as old as the fucking, the gray hair on my chin and my balls. So, it is what it is. Oh, God. But yeah, maybe I'll start dating with you soon. Who knows? Who knows? If any of the kids come on, you know, Daddy Syntax will fucking do the thing. All right, bro. Be easy, my man. Say hi to anybody that matters for me.